Alright guys, it is Blockchain coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Corey, aka Blockchain. Starting off on my website, blockchaintrading.com. The link is below. Biggest thing I want to highlight in there is a quick description of the exclusive Discord that we have in there for technical analysis, options alerts, and crypto alerts. So no matter what market you're in, we have you covered. So a little intro about us. The three different levels of membership between the monthly, yearly, and lifetime. Starting off on the yearly, you actually get the full six segmented trading class that I have that covers a lot of the trading essentials that I use in my technical analysis, so you can follow along with me. And then, of course, the #1 trading strategy that I use for free. Just fill this little guy out and I'll send you a video demonstration on my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. So make sure you guys get in there and check it out, as well as with a couple testimonials here. So definitely get on and check it out. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. So let's go ahead, and speaking of which, I guess the Discord, let's take a quick look so that way you guys can see what's going on in there. So from a crypto perspective, we have KJ. He alerted us of a 122% gainer today. And then in the traditional markets, if you missed the last week, we have... Where is it? Where's his rundown? These are all the ones he had today. So last week he actually had like 3% or 3,000% confirmed profits from his calls last week. 2,000 the week before, 1,500 the week before. So just absolutely killing it. And then of course, and you can see some of our members' gains that we have here. So actually a couple option calls that I've had there. I had 1,000% gainer from my technical analysis that I posted. MDU Chow, sitting quite nicely with over 30,000% profit on some of his trades that he's been in. So all good stuff. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in there. But let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick dive into ETH. So we will be starting off on ETH here and just doing a quick little update. So from a 4-hour time frame, there's a couple counts that I'm looking at. One of them is being that this is a wave 1 back here. This is a overall long wave 2. And we could be potentially starting a wave 3 to start moving up impulsively, or either that or we're still going to be in correction land. This move right here, I was expecting us to get another little kick up and retest the 2800. However, we have fallen through, and you can see from a 4-hour standpoint, the RSI, we were back in the bearish control zone. As well as the volume indicator has definitely gone red for us, and getting a little bit of a bearish reset here. I don't think we're going to be looking at anything major, but a couple things I want to follow up with just overall for this move up. And one of them is that if we do break the bottom of this move, which is 2260, if we do break that low, then that would invalidate this as a wave 1. So we could be looking at a leading diagonal here. As a smaller time frame, we can see a pretty clear 5-wave move, with this being a 3-wave setback to come back down and retest the low 2300s, 2300-ish, right here at this S1, 2333 basically. And the reason why I'm eyeing that support is if we dive into a little bit further here, the fib retracement, that puts us right at the 786, and ETH loves the 786 retracement. So if you guys follow ETH at all, it absolutely loves the 786. I'm pretty sure this bounce right here was the 786. And even the one before it. So let's go back and let's look at some of these corrective moves. So if we do a retracement on this one, okay, that was the 0.5. If we do, let's do this one here. Alright, so this one here was the 786 for that bounce up. But 786 is a very common retracement for ETH, and it matches very well in line with our support. So from a target standpoint, we'll throw a price label on there, 23.30. Got some long stacked because I think we should see a bounce in that area. I am looking at this as a 3-wave move. Let's go down to the 30-minute. We can see the wave structure a little bit better here. All right. So again, looking at this as our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an ending 5th wave. A little ending diagonal here for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this whole thing right here could be a leading diagonal. I was looking ultimately for us to have a continuation to the north side again for the basically 2800 up here with a support here on the pivot, but we did break below it, tested it as resistance, and we continue to go on to the south side. So once we lost this area of support, then we were looking at the 382.5, which we found a little bit of support. The 618, you can see we found some support, but I'm looking at this overall as a 4th wave for this C wave coming down, and then come back with an end point of 23.30, 23.35 right here at this support. So if we dip below the start of wave 1, 22.62, then that invalidates this as being a leading diagonal. So I'm not looking at this. This doesn't seem to be coming down as a 5-wave move. This looks very 3-wave with an A, B, and then a C right here, another 3-wave connector, and then a 5-wave. So I'm not looking at this as an impulsive move down. But we got to make sure that the bears need to be stopped right here if you're bullish to get some continuation. So it'll be interesting to see if that plays out, kind of see what that turns into. So again, those are the levels to watch. I'll throw a little tag here as this is the start of wave 1. That's what we do not want to break if you are looking to be bullish, because if we do break that, then that means we're still in correction land, and this potentially is going to be an A wave, and then a B, and then up again for a C, which means we'll ultimately have to correct back down. That or this is the end of a move as far as part of the correction that we're in. So things I'm watching for here on ETH, but I'm thinking we'll see a pretty decent bounce here on the 23.35, especially with a lot of these indicators getting pretty reset. You can see RSI will have some bullish divergence if that's the case. And let's see, we got a nice little buy signal here on the market liberator on the 2-hour, but everything is pretty exhausted for the most part, outside of once we start to get into like the 4-hour per se. So on a smaller time frame, indicators are looking a little exhausted, so I think it would be due for a nice little healthy bounce up. So that's what I'm looking for in ETH. Let's see, Bitcoin. We are currently down and testing the support at 38.1. Let's go to the 30-minute. That would be, lost that resistance point there. This happened on ETH too, and it's definitely something I want to call out, is this candle right here. Bulls tried to step in, and bears said nope, not today, and then we got continuation to the downside for this. So that's a swing fail. So normally when that happens, we get continuation to the downside. It's just a matter of how far. It's just this wasn't the support level to turn bullish. So we'd be looking at a couple different areas. So I think that overall this is a little bit different count than what ETH has. I see this as a 5-wave move right here with a 3-way connector. So we could be looking at this overall as this is our wave 1 and this is our wave 2 inside of the wave 3. and that's how we would need to be bullish. The bearish count is that this is a zigzag, 1, 2, 3, so basically a 3-wave move. So if we pull this up, let's check the extensions on it real quick. So that would be our A. And we hit a 786. So, I mean, kind of a weird extension to hit on an ABC. Normally we get a 1-to-1. I mean, we didn't even make it up to the weekly resistance point, which is 42,000, 42.4 to be a little bit more exact. So, I mean, it can be an ABC. I'll throw that on just in case, and that's our bearish scenario. But even kind of this right here, I mean, I don't see this as moving down impulsive. I see this moving down as corrective. Which would make the whole thing overall just more of a complex correction. So this can be a wave 2. So if we look at the overall, let's say this is a wave 1, where can we find some potential support, and what does that match up from a confluence perspective? So I'd probably be looking at the 0.5, which is 37.8. I think that would match up fairly well with East corrective at the 786. So 37.830 would be the 0.5, and then potentially the 0.8 or the 0.618, which is basically at 37,050 bucks. So a couple areas to watch for. And again, this can be a wave 1, this would be a 2. And these were our targets earlier. So if we do a fib extension off of this guy for a wave 1, you know, where would that put us for a wave 3? So that's if we came down to the 618. That would actually match up pretty nice. So if we had this come up as this our 1, 2, this would be our 3, 4, and then our 5th wave would come back up, and that would match our target for what we were looking for. So definitely something to pay attention to, and it does have confluence. So, but that would be more of the 618 618 bounce instead of the 0.5. Oops, I just wanted to get rid of the fibs. All right, cool. All right, so that's what I'm looking for a Bitcoin perspective. And again, since we didn't move down impulsively, I'm not leaning more towards a continuation to the downside. If we look at, let's go to the 4-hour real quick and just take a quick look at some of these indicators again. You can see that we are testing back the 40 on the RSI, which is typically a support zone. You can see that we got some support right here. On this last bounce up from the 40, so we could be printing a little bit of bullish divergence on that piece. We're not quite touching the bottom of the volume band. Let's take a quick look at the 8-hour. 8-hour, okay, so RSI, we're getting ready to retest the slow moving EMA on this guy. So a potential support, potential bounce. That's also on the 50. So indicators look like we are looking to have some support. And yep, on the 1 hour, you know, pretty exhausted as far as, you know, this whole move right here has completely reset the RSI. So definitely going to be eyeing those for a potential pop up. And then the next big resistance in my mind we're going to have to get back over is basically 42.4. And I think that will be key to establishing more of bullish potential beyond that point. Is if we have to get over that, establish that support, and then keep going. So I think that's going to be a big one. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at some EOS because it has not exactly been pretty. Let's go to the 4-hour real quick on this guy. And so as our move down, What is interesting is this does have a 5-wave move, and let's go back. Let's definitely have a trend line forming there, and we definitely have one here. So EOS is definitely getting quite squeezed. So I mean, we are pretty much at the apex. I mean, this is a 4-hour, so we can definitely dance around a little bit longer, but not much. It's gonna have a break one way or another. It's gonna have a decision forming. But I see this is a 5-wave move. Even right here, that looks like a 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2. Sorry, yes, I'm not seeing that come up as impulsive. Yeah, so 1 hour, you can see that we are definitely in the bearish control zone. We did fall out of the bottom of the bearish control zone slightly, came back up and retested it. You do have a little buy signal down here, but got canceled out. So EOS, it's not looking super pretty, and it does look like it wants to have a little bit more continuation to the downside. But definitely have seen alts where they break the bottom of the trend line and then they pop right back up and get back into it. Let's see the 4 hours, see where we're at. Let's see. Yeah, so we're well within the bearish control zone. RSI is sitting at a 30. But I think, ultimately, I think this can still be a wave 2. I mean, it's a long wave 2. That's the only thing I don't like about it, because this does have a 5-wave move. So invalidation would be below 3.5. That would be our invalidation of this being a wave 1. But it would really have to be more of a W, X, Y, and a Z for a correction. I mean, it's been a pretty nasty correction. Basically something like that, W, X, Y, X, Z, for 3-wave, 3-wave, 3-wave. So I think the decision will be made once we have a break. It's just a matter of which direction it goes. Let's do the overall fib extension real quick on this guy and just see where we are at. Yes, I mean, we did hit the 618. Right about the 618 again. Yeah, so this one, again, with the complex correction, and we just need a little bit more time to let this thing form out. But with some potential support zones coming up for Bitcoin and ETH, we might see a pop up on EOS as well. From a larger time frame, let's just do a quick look at the daily, see where we're at on that guy. We do have a couple buy signals on the daily. And the RSI is starting to pop up over the EMAs, but definitely getting wedged and definitely getting squeezed quite heavily, as we are currently actually in between the two EMAs on this guy, or fast and our slow EMAs. I think from again, a daily perspective, I mean, we definitely have a 5-wave move, and again, with this being a triangular formation, I don't think it's an actual triangle. As you can see from a breakdown, it doesn't have just because it is getting wedged, it is not an actual Elliott wave triangle. So don't get those two confused. It's just a matter of going to have a decision which way we break. So definitely something to be paying attention to on this guy. Let's see where the overall bounce was from the move up. There we go. So we came down, we tagged the 618 or 786. So alts love the 786, man. I don't know what it is specifically on the 786, but alts love the 786. They just get a little bit more overextended than the rest of them. What I don't like on looking at this on the daily is the VWAP band is starting to curve back down. So that's definitely something we're going to have to pay attention to. But I think we just got to let this one form out a little bit more. You know, we can come back down and basically hit the 4.1, which is the 786. We have not hit that yet. So that could be a potential target to look at. Have basically boom, 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 boom right here. And then potentially have a nice little bounce off of that guy, the 4.1. So definitely something to pay attention to. So all in all, guys, I'm over the 15-minute, but I think all good stuff. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in the Discord. Remember, if you guys like my content, make sure you smash the likes, hit that subscribe button, and again, hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord, or if not, I will see you tomorrow on the next video.